Okay. We're going to all come together. We're going to chill out. So if you want to just do the usual, get onto your mat, find a comfortable seated position. I'm probably going to have to be pretty loud because I don't have my lavalier open. And then, of course, just let me know if you can't hear me at all. Send me a message on the chat. All right, everyone relax. Take a deep breath. In and out. Close your eyes for a moment. Let's try and forget about all of the stuff that has happened so far today. And you don't have to quiet your mind. That's such a hard thing to do. But do try to just focus on your breath. For me, I find it's a little bit easier if I think about the words in and out as I breathe. Because I've got a really busy mind and I think about stuff all the time and it's really hard to shut it off. So I totally get that. But we'll just take a moment, we'll all come together. Help each other with the energy to just relax. And focus on the breath going in and out and just be still for a minute. This class is going to be very similar to the one we had last time, but I missed a couple poses because I did not manage my time well. And also, I want to change things up just a little bit to see if we can make it just a little bit more easy to get into the body tonight. So we're going to start in the usual position. Nice, easy seated pose, but I want you to kind of walk your hands forward in front of you on the fingertips of spine. And we're going to slowly try and transition into getting the spine a little bit warmed up. So from here, I want you to walk your hands to the right. As far as you can. Getting kind of a nice twist, but nothing too sharp. Stretching the side. Walk back to the middle. And then over to the left with those fingertips and the palms. Nice deep breath in and out. Walk yourself back to the middle. And then push yourself back up. So we are going to start with a little bit of a seated twist. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can see me. Extend your left leg. Bring the right knee in front of you. Bent knee. Foot flat on the floor. Flex that left foot. Get some energy in it. Specifically this time, I want you to reach up with that right arm. And then bring it down behind you. Start. Gives a little bit more openness in the shoulders, which I want you to try and keep level if possible. That's the best way to get the twist in this whole thing going, is it, as long as you keep everything level. So you either take left hand and grasp the right knee and twist, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. If you have a little bit more flexibility in the spine, bring that elbow up and hook it onto the other side of the knee. Those young spines like Penelope probably have a little bit more space. Nice deep breath in. Try and gaze over the right shoulder gently. You don't have to twist too hard. Breath in and out. And release. Come back to the middle. We're going to switch it to the other side. Extend that left leg. Bring the right knee in front of you. Sorry. Other way. Extend the right leg. Bring the left knee in front of you. Lift up with the left arm. And then put that behind you as a little stool to kind of keep your chest forward. Grab the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. You have a little more space. Get the elbow on the other side of the knee. A little bit more twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Breathe in. Breathe out. And return to the middle. I'm going to have you guys move into tabletop, onto the hands and knees. We're going to do a little cat-cow. This is the perfect kind of pace for a day like today where I want to just be kind of hanging out in the field like a cow or just sleeping like a cat. So once you get set up on all fours with your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips, I'm going to inhale and drop the belly toward the floor while you open the chest. Bring that tailbone up toward the spine. Exhale. Push away from the floor. Hands are strong. Engage the fingertips. Arch the back like a cat. Inhale. Drop that belly. Push the belly button toward the ground. Continue at your own pace with your own breaths for a few moments. At least 3 or 4 more breaths. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch the back. And when I say chest opening, it can be a little confusing to kind of think of opening your chest, but I want you to it's the typical trying to shake what your mama gave you in the front pose, where you want to just move those shoulders back and try and expand the rib cage. Nothing too crazy. When you're in that cat position with your back arched, try and let the neck relax. And then on your next exhale, come back to tabletop. We'll move into child's pose. So if you can bring your knees a little bit wider. If you would like, you can definitely I created a little towel for myself, a little cushioning under the knees or behind the legs, whichever is more comfortable for you to kind of get you into the most relaxed position. But with the knees wide open, the big toes touching behind you as close as possible. They don't have to actually touch. Some people don't do that. You'll walk your hands out and get your arms extended in front of you. Try and bring your forehead to the floor. That can be quite a stretch for some people. I have found that if you want to kind of adapt by bending those elbows, bringing the forearms right underneath your head, that can take some of the extra pressure out. But let the chest move toward the floor. Try and release into this position. Just stretch as much as you can. If you can reach that third eye to the ground, you will find a greater sense of intuition. You will be calmer. It's kind of wild, the benefits that position can have. All right, push yourself back up. And then we're going to come into baby cobra. So we're not going to go very far. We're going to actually come onto the belly. While you're down here, I want you to put your hands directly under your shoulders and let your forehead rest on the ground. Let everything kind of relax, melt into the floor. Nice breaths in and out. Make sure the legs are zipped together behind you. Try and create some energy so they're not just laying back there. And then without using any pressure in your hands, inhale, lift the head and chest off of the floor, creating a small arch in your back. We're going to create a little bit of a challenge here. I want you to stay here without using your hands. Breathe in and out. Inhale, try and get a little bit taller. Exhale, bring the forehead back down to the floor. Pause, take a breath here. Then we're going to press back up to all fours. Get into tabletop and prepare yourself for one of the hardest positions we have, but also actually this can be considered a resting pose in yoga somehow. So from here, tuck your toes, lift your knees, bring the hips up toward the sky. We're going to do downward dog. Pedal the legs out, bend the knees and ankles one at a time. Side to side. Don't expect your feet to reach the floor. You guys probably can't hear me, but I sound like Rice Krispies right now. Everything is cracking. All right. So take a breath. Let your heels settle toward the floor. Push away from the floor with your arms. Try and get the chest closer to the shins and release the neck so there's no tension. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Push that floor away from you. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. And relax back down the tabletop. That pose essentially works almost all of your body. So you've done a lot of work already, believe it or not. We're going to move into thread the needle. We're going to come back to your hands and your knees. Try and get as straight as possible with those wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Breathe in, out, and then with your inhale, I'm going to have you reach that right hand up toward the ceiling, open the chest, try and gaze up towards the right fingertips. Exhale, bring that right arm down, thread it under the body, right across your chest, under that left arm. Switch sides, you can see it. And lower the shoulder and the ear to the floor. This is a great place where if you're not quite there, you can use that same cushion that you're using for your legs to create a little bit more space, as long as you're feeling that stretch. If you do have a little bit more room in that stretch, what you can do is extend that left arm up along your ear. The fingertips can touch the floor. But we're really going to open up those shoulders right now. This is the perfect posture for it. For all of us who sit at the desk,
do a bunch of typing, or anybody with not the best posture. All right, bring that hand back to in front of your face. Inhale, lift your body, reach that right arm up again towards the sky, gaze towards the fingertips, and release it back to the floor. We're going to switch sides. Every time we'll do one side and then the other. So this time, nice deep breath. Inhale, reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. Try and get that chest open. Gaze towards the left fingertips. And bring that left arm down under your body, under the right arm, along your chest, and bring the shoulder and ear to the floor. Or your prop, whatever is accessible. Try and keep your hips level. Your knees should be right under your hips, equal weight in both of them. If you've got that room, feel free to extend that right arm up above your head. Creates just a little bit more of a stretch. All right, push yourself slowly up, lift that left arm up to the sky, and back to tabletop. We're going to try lizard. I'm going to show you a few more modifications this time. But from here, most of us are going to find the most accessible thing is if you step your right foot up next to your right hand. That can be a lot for most of us. I want to make sure that, most importantly, you have a 90-degree angle in that front knee. You can move that left knee back a little bit. Your hips are going to shift forward in this position if you lift your chest at all. So that is really where we want to get the stretch, is in the front thigh and a little bit back here. If you've got more room, you can tuck the toes and lift the knee. Drop the hips a little bit more. All right. Just a few breaths. Drop that knee if you got it up. If not, then just untuck the toes. Move back into tabletop. And switch to the other side, bringing the left foot next to the left hand. Try and keep that 90-degree bend right there. The hips will shift forward. Chest open, back long, but keep the neck neutral. You don't have to look forward. Try and look down at the mat if you can. So you've got a little bit of extra strength. Untuck that right foot, or actually tuck the right toe. Lift the right knee for a moment. Get a little bit more of a stretch. And then drop that, come back to tabletop. All right, from here, we're going to move into seated wide forward bend, which is really great for stretching out the hamstrings, glutes. So if you want to come to a normal seated position, extend your legs out in front of you, and then open them to a comfortable width. It doesn't have to be as wide as you possibly can, but 90 degrees would be awesome. From here, take a nice deep breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Try and get the crown of the head toward the ceiling. On the next exhale, start to walk the hands forward until you feel a nice stretch in the legs, in the back side. See if you can flex the toes. The knees don't have to be completely flat to the floor. If you need to bend them a little bit for comfort, as long as you're getting that stretch along the back side, that's all that matters. Walk forward. If you're a little bit more flexible, you can drop down to the forearms. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Try and get the forehead to the floor. But even this is not a good stretch, as long as you've got those feet flexed. Push yourself back up. We're going to go into supine position. So the rest of the class is going to be laying down. So I'm probably going to move closer to the camera so you guys can actually hear me, and you may not be able to see me, but this first one I will show you laying down just so you can get a better idea. We're going to do reclined butterfly or bound angle. So if you come to your back and you're lying down, what you'll do is you'll let your knees open to either side and you'll bring your feet together. Your hands can be to either side, palms up. We're essentially going to start some of the receiving positions and just let the body relax. Take some nice deep breaths. This is a little bit too much for your knees. You can move your feet farther away from your body, and that'll take some of the tension out of your knees, some of the tension out of your inner thighs. If you want more of a challenge, bring them in a little bit closer. We'll just take a moment and let everything kind of open up. All right, gently use your hands to guide your knees back into an upright position. And we're going to move to wind relieving pose, which is one of my favorites, but I have you all muted, so if you fart, no one knows. So bring both of your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle hug and rock a little bit from side to side. So we're going to start with the ascending colon. I'm going to have you extend the left leg, but keep that right leg bent and in by your rib cage. If you can move it out to the right side a little bit, close to your armpit, you're going to get a little bit more benefit, a little bit more flexibility, and a bit of a stretch in the groin. This just helps kind of everything move through the digestive system, which is why they call it wind relieving pose. Deep breath in and out. Release that leg to the floor, switch it out. Right leg extends, left leg bends, knee next to your body. Try and bring it out to the side of the rib cage. Put a little bit of pressure on it to give a little bit of stretch right around the groin. All right. Release that one all the way to the floor. Take a moment to enjoy, and then we're going to move into happy baby. So bend your knees back up into your chest. Bring the arms through the inside of the legs, but then grasp the outside, the pinky toe side of the feet with your palms. Bring that 90-degree angle into your leg, and then gently push up with your feet as you pull back with your arms. And give it a little bit of motion here. Just from side to side. You can let one leg extend, other leg extend. But try and keep the majority of your spine on the floor, enjoying that little massage side to side, just like a happy baby playing with their feet. All right, you guys, you made it. We're going to move into final relaxation, Savasana. You can let go of your feet, extend the legs, arms out to the sides of the body, palms up. Take a nice deep breath. And you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze. If that's not comfortable for you to completely close your eyes, just make them a little bit softer. So you can relax your forehead, relax your jaw, relax your eyes. Let the body melt into the floor. Focus on the breath. You don't have to change anything. The next class, I am going to bring a little bit more of breath awareness, meditation into the time that we'll have together, since it will be a little bit longer. Because just focusing on the breath and making small changes actually makes changes to your brain very, very quickly, just by breathing. And I feel like once people can understand that, the game will change. So take a moment to appreciate your dedication, putting up with my audio issues, and being here with us tonight, everyone together. I hope you all understand how happy and thrilled I am that you are sharing your time with me as usual, that you are sharing this practice with me, that you are allowing me to be in your home at this time and just hang out. So I'm going to allow for a few more moments of silence. Just try and relax. Really allow the practice to settle into your body. This is usually the time where I'm spending like I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat later, what my dinner is going to be, what I'm going to do, if I have to feed my cats after I get out of class. So I totally understand if the mind is wandering right now. Take a few more moments. Pay attention to your own breath without changing anything. And slowly bring movement back into the body. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Shift from side to side if you're a little fidgety like I usually am. Slowly open your eyes. And then gently bring yourself back up to a seated position. You can roll to your side, take a moment before you push yourself back up. Whatever works for you. All right, you guys, I'm going to unmute.